Tonight, you'll willingly scare yourself. You'll turn off the lights, you'll press play. Your heart will race, your breathing will change, your muscles will tense. Every instinct your body has will scream one thing: run. But you won't. Because what feels like entertainment is actually one of the oldest survival programs ever written into the human brain. Most people think they enjoy horror movies because they're exciting, because they like adrenaline, because it's fun to be scared. That explanation sounds reasonable. It's also incomplete. The real reason reaches back hundreds of thousands of years, long before theaters, television, or even written language. Your ancestors gathered around fires at night telling terrifying stories. Not because they enjoyed nightmares, because the people who practiced fear were the ones who survived real danger. Your brain still carries that ancient program. Deep inside your skull sits the amygdala, your brain's threat detection system. It's older than language, older than reason, older than almost everything that makes you consciously you. Its only job is simple: detect danger, react immediately, survive first, ask questions later. And here's the remarkable part. Your amygdala cannot reliably distinguish between a predator standing in front of you and one appearing on a movie screen. When the monster steps out of the darkness, when the music suddenly stops, when the door slowly creaks open, your body reacts as though something is actually hunting you. Your heart accelerates, your breathing becomes shallow, your pupils widen, stress hormones flood your bloodstream. fMRI studies show that the brain's fear circuitry activates in strikingly similar ways during convincing fictional threats and genuine danger. Your conscious mind knows you're safe. Your survival system doesn't care. Evolutionary psychologist Matthias Klassen calls this threat simulation. Think of it as your brain running a survival drill. Every jump scare, every chase scene, every impossible monster, your nervous system quietly asks, if this happened for real, what would I do? Not metaphorically, neurologically. You're rehearsing survival. The same way fighter pilots train in flight simulators before entering real combat. Your brain is using fiction to prepare for reality. And that's exactly what your ancestors needed. Imagine living 100,000 years ago. Every unfamiliar sound in the darkness mattered. Every rustle in the bushes could be a predator. Every scream from another member of the tribe might mean death. The humans who mentally rehearsed danger, who imagined threats before they happened, reacted faster when those threats became real. Generation after generation, those cautious, imaginative brains survived. Eventually, they became yours. So let me ask you something. When you're watching a horror movie, does your body completely give in? Heart pounding, hands sweating, breathing faster, or do you stay surprisingly calm? Tell me in the comments. Because surviving the fear turns out to be the most important part of the entire experience. Here's where everything changes. The monster dies, the lights come back on, the credits begin. You finally exhale. That feeling washing over you isn't just relief, it's a reward. Psychologist Dolph Zillman spent decades studying something called excitation transfer. Here's what he discovered. The adrenaline and cortisol your body released during the scary moments don't disappear immediately. They linger. When the danger ends, your brain converts that leftover physiological arousal into positive emotion. Relief feels bigger. Victory feels stronger. Safety feels sweeter. The greater the fear, the greater the emotional payoff afterward. You're not just escaping terror. You're being rewarded for surviving it. Then dopamine enters the picture. Most people think dopamine creates pleasure. It doesn't. It creates anticipation, motivation, the drive to keep going. When you make it through the terrifying experience, your brain quietly reinforces the behavior. Not because it enjoyed suffering, because from an evolutionary perspective, the simulation was successful. You encountered danger, you survived. Mission accomplished. Do it again. Modern neuroscience suggests something even more fascinating. Controlled exposure to fear can strengthen emotional regulation. It's one of the same principles behind exposure therapy used to treat anxiety disorders. Repeated encounters with manageable fear teach the nervous system something invaluable. The alarm can sound without catastrophe following. Over time, the brain becomes better at recovering from stress. You're not simply watching horror. You're training your nervous system to recover from fear. Now think about that differently. Every ghost story your ancestors told around ancient campfires, every monster hidden in the darkness, every terrifying myth passed from one generation to the next was never just entertainment. It was rehearsal, a safe place to practice surviving the impossible. Thousands of years later, the campfire became a television. The monster became a movie, but your brain never changed the program. So the next time you willingly press play on something that terrifies you, remember what's actually happening. You aren't seeking fear. You're seeking mastery over fear. Your ancestors survived because they learned to confront danger before danger confronted them. Your brain is still trying to do exactly the same thing. The only difference is that today's predators live behind a screen. And perhaps that's why horror has survived every civilization we've ever built. Because beneath every scream, every jump scare, every nightmare, your brain is quietly reminding itself of one ancient truth. You felt the fear. You survived it. And that has always been the greatest reward of all. Subscribe if you want more hidden truths about the human mind. And watch this next. It reveals another ancient survival program that's still controlling your life today.